Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the ordeals of former Governor of Kogi State, Mr. Yahaya Bello. And just to take a few comments before we wrap up here.
Okay, so. I love what Nima were discussing during the break, and she was breaking down how the different, depending if you're a politician, it's not just about you being right, but to be seen to be right.
Yes.
And that you were explaining how if he had made the payment before he became a governor, as opposed to when he becomes a governor, the conversation.
So, yes, so justice must not just be done, must be seen. It must be seen to be done. So if Yahaya Bello had a company, Yahaya Bello SPLC, that he could afford this amount of money, and he paid his children's school fees up front from that money, maybe a day before he became governor, he won't be a subject of investigation. His company is standing, he knows, you know. But if it was a day after he was in office, he becomes a subject of investigation because now there's a conflict of interest and position. He comes into office, he must not just do, he must be seen to be transparently done and accountable to the people of Kogi State how every money, I'm not talking of the Kogi people money alone, no, the one that he claims to be from his company is also expended so that there's no clash. He must separate it. Now, he has paid his children's school fees just before he handed over in a very poor state. To now come and say he could have paid from his private pocket and so he shouldn't be investigated is not in his mouth. He must be investigated. They must find out that the money is not his money. He must come and show the people of Kogi that, come, oh, hey, when I left, I left director A, B to Z in my Yahaya Bello Company PLC. Yeah. And they are the ones in charge. Or I let's set up a trust prior to this. That, you know, the money is not people's money. So this is how my kids
because of his capacity.
He must show it.
Let me take this call from Joseph. He's calling from Abuja. Good morning, Joseph. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I just want to contribute to the discussion. First, hello, can you hear me?
Very clearly. Go ahead, please.
Okay. First, I wanted to say something that I believe the EFCC Chairman was bossed to a corner because when you allow the person being investigated to own the media, you know, alleging that he's being witch-hunted. So at a point, of course, he got emotional, but he needed to clear out some things that we've tried the official means of invitation. I even went out of my way to say, okay, since you said there are some people carrying camera around the EFCC headquarters, I can bring you in quietly and all of that. I think that's what he was trying to say. And again, when you said, someone said, paid some school fees ahead of time, people do it. Yeah. It's allowed, but sometimes to look at the details, you know, paying school fees for someone that has not started school, from kindergarten to grade 12, like, talking of like 14 years, and all of that. It's fine.
What he said,
you cannot understand paying school fees ahead. Like you can pay school fees is allowed, but when you are paying for school fees for someone that has not entered the school,
started the school, yeah. So so that I'm not misconstrued, my response was to Tokwe when she said no businessman can decide to tie down money for fees like that, and I said no. I've seen businessmen who pay upfront for fees for years. It's their money. There are levels to this business and levels to this investment, right? But I've always believed, and I've always said it here, that if you have a political position, that means you're in the public office to serve your people. There are certain things you must not be seen doing. I've also said it here that one of the ways that we can help check and make sure that the people who come into political offices are there to serve is to take away some of these things that they have an opportunity to do. For instance, schooling abroad and doing Medicare abroad. Because when they and their children school abroad, their interest is divided. They are not able to focus on their states to help build the proper schools. They're not able to focus on their healthcare system to improve it because they have option. Now, if you're a private person, you can do whatever you want to do with your money. I know I'm not coming to as long as you don't steal that money. But as a public person, you must be questioned with whatever you do. And how we can save some of these things going forward is that we put some laws in place. And I know the people who are supposed to put the laws are the ones who are most guilty of this, and they will not like to do that. But we need to start having that conversation so that everything you're doing is local. The resources you're getting from the office is local. If anything happens, it's easier to trace, and they can easily catch anybody who is stealing funds not meant for them.
Let me take this call from Festus. Good morning, Festus, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
First of all, I will go back to the first story. Let's talk about your retreat because you never allowed us to contribute. There is God, though. You went behind me, and I'm your best friend in the whole universe. You didn't invite me. There is God, though. So let's go back to the story of Yahaya Bello. The problem we have in Nigeria is that you see those people, they will tell us to do A while they are doing B. All of us are talking about devaluation of Naira, not appreciating this and that, and they are the ones causing it. Why must you pay in dollar? If you are a leader, you are not leading by example. Then that school, are they supposed to be collecting money in Nigeria in dollar? Is there any institution in America that they are paying in Naira? So I think EFCC should sponsor a bill to National Assembly that is now an offense for anybody, even to be caught with or be found with foreign money. If you do that in Saudi Arabia, they will undo you. Or you do that in China, they will undo you. That is, let us start, being frank and be partial with ourselves. Then another point is that man should be held responsible. That Yahaya Bello and the PA.
Yes,
because
he found guilty.
The PA said, this man never paid from the pocket of Kogi State account. Yet the school came out, so they received the money from the. So since when have you seen state government?
Thank you very much, Mr. Festus. There's a point I want to also talk about, and is this renewed hope agenda. When the president comes in as a leader and says, we need a renewed hope, we need to help build back hope and trust in Nigerians. And I had said it here on this day before that, if you are saying renewed hope, are all the other arms of government,
renewing this
are they
hope
aligned? The legislature, the judiciary, and even the governor, the subnationals, have they aligned with this renewed hope agenda? Because if you have a former governor, a party member, is it not an APC again?
Benny.
A party member, are they aligned? Who is paying school fees? Maybe that school fee was paid before the president came with the agenda. But the truth is that, do we have people, the leaders, aligned with this renewed hope agenda? Do they really see where the president is going? And why? Because we've seen in the past where that there are sacred cows. When this kind of investigation starts, we don't see the parties of the president's party being investigated. In this case, he's a member of the party. He's been investigated. We've not heard from the presidency. The EFCC chairman has not told us that he's unable to go ahead. He's been handicapped by government. So what are your thoughts on this thing? Is it that the president is looking the other way, saying, go and handle
do your work?
Or do you think the president should intervene somewhat? Because I haven't heard anything from the presidency on this matter since this started.
It's proper now.
What's proper? It's proper for him to look the other way. But when you are a president in a country like Nigeria, looking the other way can also be seen as consent. Like consent to Yahaya Bello to do whatever he can to free himself, or consent to EFCC. He can be taking it anyway because you have not said anything. You have looked the other way. So if we're in a system where our justice system is like this very nicely oiled machine that is successfully trying cases, or we are in a system where corruption is not a big deal, and whenever it comes up, we snip it, you can look the other way because you know your system will work. But in the current system where we are working, for the renewed hope agenda to truly trickle down, justice must be seen to be served from the inside party of APC, and the president must chook his mouth to say, I am in support of the EFCC doing whatever they can to try anybody that is seen to be corrupt, whether APC member or not. That statement alone, not just political will, it would give political will, it will give support to the EFCC people that are trying to work, and it will motivate the ones on the streets trying to do the investigation. But looking the other way can be seen as A or B.
I don't understand how looking the other way would do that.
No, I just gave you example. Looking the other way can be
Yahaya
Bello, sort yourself. But in Nigeria of today, to ensure the renewed hope agenda is effective,
you have to speak.
We must see, you must,
yes.
not police, speak up, press release immediately to say, this is it.
I totally disagree. every of these institutions that we have, every single one of them are independent and should do their job free from bias or any attachments, sentiments. The president, as his business is to govern the country, he should face his work and let the EFCC independently investigate the crime. If the president comes down and says, I have said what? The other day, the former governor of Kano State was saying, I have gotten the reassurances of the president that I'm the APC chairman. I was like, thank God you are discussing politics, because the president did not put his mouth into the Kano State House of Assembly's powers to investigate his past as governor, his term as governor, which is what is happening in Kano today. The president should remove himself. He should not have a say or non-say, because the president's statement can be either a support or against. Tomorrow now, if the president go and say something, they'll say, he was with Chauncey, even President Tinubu is what he have done to him before that they are talking about. The president should not be seen to meddle into the affairs of any security agencies. And as he has done in this case, is the right thing. Well done, Mr. President.
According to Nima.
You have to add that.
Do you think the governors are aligned? I mean, are you worried that they might not be aligned, or do you think that this is just a one-man show for this renewed agenda? Because I always feel that it's just a one-man show.
I think there's no difference between the past administration and this administration, in the sense that it's the same political party. And the rot has been in that political party, right? So the president now will be trying to clean up, let's have this renewed hope, let's, do things differently. We now have like an agenda to take Nigeria forward and all of that. He's going to be battling quite a very deep decadence that has happened over the years in the same, not just the political party, but also the government, yes, in how many years that they have been in power. So I'm not going to separate APC different from, President Tinubu. It's one and the same. However, now that he's saying this and this is what we are going to do, we'll still have a few bad eggs who have not been cleaned up. It will take a while for everybody to now say, okay, this man this man means business right now. We have to tidy our act. It will take a while. It's not something that he will just pronounce and everybody, okay, let's align. No. And, there was a time we're having a conversation about the dollar issue where, you were of the opinion that the middle class, they are the ones that send their children to school, blah, blah, blah. They are remaining money in their account, $1,000, $5,000. They quickly change it, and preserve it. And I told you, I said, their money, if you come to the scheme of things, is a tiny drop in the ocean of what is going on. That the political class actually are the ones who are involved in spending this dollar. See one person paying over $800 and something thousand or $700 and something $1,000 for school fees. One person. Now imagine all the 36 governors of the state decides to pay their school fees. And I know that they use dollars. They do Esther code and all of that. You cannot compare it to somebody who has managed to save $1,000 or save $5,000 or is planning to send the children abroad. The children, they are not going and coming. They are going for life. They are going for life. And they'll be repatriating money back home. So you cannot compare it. The cleanup needs to start from the political head. I would also disagree. Okay. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry about that. Good morning, sir. Are you still there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello.
You're live.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
My name is Mr. Ogutola. I'm calling from Abuja. Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Miriam and BC and Tope and Morayo. Please, I want to ask, what about Miriam? What about Miriam?
She's resuming this week.
She resumed. Is that what you called?
Wow.
He was on hold for a long time.
Are you
Came
serious?
To check on Mariam. Don't worry, we are also missing
That's so
her.
sweet.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
so in rounding up, I was trying to say that, can I?
You were saying you did not agree with, or
Yes,
you agree
yes,
with?
I was saying that. And now,
Choose a
coming
side.
back to the question, of course, I'll choose a side. I do not agree that the president should be silenced. Our democracy has not gotten to a level where everybody should be minding their business. I've given you work to do, just do it, and allow the law to take its course. The president still has some powers for executive orders that he can choose to use when he wants to use it. The president coming out to say something about this case would reassure Nigerians that he is sticking to the renewed hope, and whoever you catch in this my administration that is doing anyhow, do your thing. But if he's not speaking about it, some people may be having mixed signals, and they may not, and that also includes the EFCC and what's it called? The other security, yes, ICPC and other security agencies may be having mixed signals. Nobody wants to hurt someone who is in the caucus of the president. Yes. So he needs to stand up and say,
I cannot believe.
you see on this matter,
I cannot believe on
this is my stand.
TV.
EFCC, ICPC, you people have a go at doing what is right. That's all. He doesn't need to call anybody. He doesn't need to call anybody. He doesn't need to have any press briefing with anybody. It's just a simple statement. That statement alone will empower those security officials who are feeling, are you sure the president does not like this Yahaya Bello? I don't want to get into trouble by firing him so hard. Because we're a delicate democracy. Mariah, that's what I'm adding.
President is probably president today. Because in all he's doing, he always has a political eye. In our own view, go there, arrest them, show them, scatter everywhere. Which is the same view why we wanted certain other people to come in to be president, because they're going to come and arrest everybody. But he also, is it possible that using the political eye, I can do, if I do what you're doing, which is the populist view, what everybody wants you to do, see, let us see him arresting his party member. But with that, what kind of message will he send to his political ambition in future, or even to his party? Because the truth
You
is,
even come what's in
You won't see the case. I will attack you on this one now. You will not like it.
Wait now. The reason why, because we call him an evil genius, we call him different, people call him for different reasons. Because this man has strategy. People say, oh, he knows things, he can see things. It's because you also have to also read the atmosphere, the environment. What do I do? I'm just suggesting, I'm not speaking for him. I'm just saying that, is it possible? The reason why is that I've empowered each institution to function. And you already know where I'm going to. Now, if you are caught in any way, face your music. Expecting me to come out can have support of people, yes, but also your party members are also watching, because they are the ones that put you there. If they see that you are coming out openly to condemn one of them, it's possible.
Because I was going to dive you.
I'm not diving. Our job is to
balance the conversation. We get it.
No, that's your job.
So that's our own job. All the let me let you jump in here.
So just to help talk about business point of view, the president accommodated these two individuals I mentioned, Ganduje and Yahaya Bello, just before their investigations became public. Yahaya Bello immediately handed over, went to Aso Rock to see Mr. President. They no stop and for door, he was able to see him. He came out. At least he reached Aso Rock. We did not see whether he see President, but we saw pictures of him, he reached. Then Ganduje said he had gone to see the president, and he has been reassured of being the chairman of the APC for as long as whenever. So the president has, in some non-verbal way, shown solidarity with them, that you are my party member, I know you. And then the institutions still went on with their job, which is what the president has also non-verbally said, that I will not interfere in an established legitimate institution from doing their job. Finish. You have finished. He has spoken. He has said, I will not be interfering. But he has still remained friends with them. It's like a mother whose child is in capital punishment
and visiting in prison.
She will take food there. Does she support armed robbery? No. But she's still the mother of the child. He's still their friend. But they will face the music. They should answer to their questions or crimes if they are truly crimes. If they are alleged, they should clear their names. Simple and short.
So that I'm not misconstrued again. I did not say that the president should be involved. No. Not in being involved. Don't be involved. It's not your business. But our democracy.
One second. I want to get that point. Uncle Cash has been holding for a while. Good morning, sir.
Oh, are we getting?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead.
Firstly, let us thank God that we are having the right head of state, the person of our Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He is the one, to be honest, he is the one can put things right. He is the one with the head of state we've never had. Let the world know this. Tell them, Bola Tinubu, I'm not a politician. Tell them, Bola Tinubu is the one and the head of state we've never had among all head of states, to be honest. That's number one. Number two, I quite agree with Tope that
give EFCC. Let us back EFCC. For God's sake, don't let us stop blaming EFCC. They are trying. They are doing their best. If people like Yahaya Bello, former Governor Yahaya Bello, could have done what is totally wrong. Let's say the fact. You know what happened with the problem with Nigerians? One will make it to build up. Another one will try. That sort of set of people will try by one way or the other by their own interventions or their selfishness to back bad things. People, there are some, they will bring it up. There are some, they will try to bring it down. That is the problem we are having in Nigeria. We can't face the reality. Thank you. Good morning.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Tommy.
I was going to speak about the fact that the leadership needs to say something. You know, you were saying that the president is a master politician, and in this, because of how masterful he is as a politician, some of us that are junior students of politicians and politics in Nigeria, we worry that his silence is also consent to say that I'm protecting my interest. People have gone to, you know what, how powerful it is that the Yahaya Bello went to see the president, that he went to Aso Rock. That already shows that we are together.
Yeah, his boy, yeah.
So it's for anything to work, leadership must take responsibility. You cannot say the system is working. You must speak up. We saw it happen in Ondo State. They were trying to take out the... there was a lot of political drama that happened just in the past 1 year when the governor was sick and Aide was not going to be allowed to step in until they had a meeting with who?
The president. He spoke.
After the meeting, what did we see? It was resolved.
Thank you.
So it's meetings with the president are being known to bring in a bit of
will not be
situation. But that's the democracy we
Look, just hit a point and we're missing it.
Yes.
So Ondo was politics.
Massive.
The president needs to come in political situation. We are investigating a crime. And you say president should come in and say what?
No, he didn't say he should come in. And
the president cannot be seen to meddle in this affair. Now, let me tell you, if president were to meddle with that accommodation he gave Yahaya Bello when he visited him. Once Yahaya Bello enters Aso Rock and come back, you know he already had this matter with EFCC, even when he was governor, when he was saying he had immunity, they were writing response. And Ododo came in and he was writing response on behalf of his predecessor. We saw it. And then Yahaya Bello went to visit president. All president needs to just call the Attorney General and say, what's that Attorney General name? What can we do? And now one will just exercise his constitutional powers and say, discontinue investigation. It is a constitutional power he has. And say, he will call the EFCC and say, clean, discontinue, taking over. And then that ends the whole investigation against Yahaya Bello. But we did not see that. He is still being investigated. President, well done, sir.
Let me quickly land my point with Muriah. Muriah is always asking this question about renewed hope. Because sometimes we have, the leader has an idea. The leader has an idea, and that's why we went on retreat. So you might have seen us having fun during our retreat, but what Muriah was in as the leader of the team was to reiterate the vision and ensure that every member of the team buys into the vision. And we found out that there were some people that did not even understand the totality of the vision. And so that retreat was important. The president has a vision. He has said it. If some members of your party are not buying into the vision, you need to do retreat, sir. It's not the quietness. We might not need to know, but you need to reiterate it to them so that the body language of everybody that you're working with also corresponds to what you are saying. Not that you are saying A and they are doing B.
We should leave president.
And the party is experiencing its own. Then EFCC too is going through their own. We must, I feel like the president is the leader and leaders must take responsibility and you must cast division, and if people don't align, remove them from
All right, let me take this call. Honorable Shion from Abuja. Thanks for calling your live.
Hello, good morning.
Honorable Oshun, go ahead, please. You're live.
Yeah, good morning. Well, I just actually I'm confused now because a few minutes ago I heard one of you said the president should come out to say something about what is happening and tell the EFCC to go ahead. But the truth of the matter is, if the president comes out, the EFCC is an agency on its own and they are how to do a law, backed by law. The president has nothing to do. Let him face his job and let the EFCC do their job. If the president comes out to say anything, Nigerians, they watch his body language, they will tell you the way he was looking or the way he was saying something, and he was passing a message. So let the president just do his job. Let the president do their job. The EFCC is on the case, and they are dealing with the case. Let them deal with the case. But for me, I think the president ordinarily should not say anything. Let him continue with his job. When EFCC think they are ready to go to court, let them go to court. Are we saying that if there's a case in court, we expect the president to come out to tell us that the judge should do their job. It's got nothing to do with that. The AFCC is an agency that we all agree is backed by law. They have all the powers, and the power says that they can investigate anybody as long as they don't have immunity. The Yahaya Bello does not have immunity anymore. They can be investigated and be tried, they can be taken to court. Let the AFCC do their job, and the president, for me, should not say anything. It's got nothing to do with it. Let them do their job.
Sir, thank you very much.
They will all agree to disagree, right? We also speak based off of our perspective. And from where I'm sitting, I'm looking at it. I'm someone who is believing the president because I've seen the trajectory. I've seen the work that he is doing. And for people in my class who are believing the president, we may need to see a bit more action that would guide us in believing that the president is serious about the renewed hope, like the question Mariah asked. And in that, it would be nice to see that he spoke. But what I hear is, unfortunately, sometimes when it comes to leadership, we must consider politics and the gains that we're about to get in future. So instead of coming out to make a statement, nobody said, call EFCC chairman, call them, sit them down. That's messy. Just make a statement to say that I am not involved in this. The law agencies that are responsible will carry out their due diligence, and I give them my blessing. When they see anything, fine. They don't see anything, that's okay. You know, to assure and reassure many Nigerians who already believe that is he not a politician? Is he not an ex-governor? This matter will still be swept under the carpet. After all, the president hasn't said anything, right? So that's on one hand. But I'm also very afraid that sometimes in a bid to retain power and in a bid to get what we want, we play certain kinds of games because we want to be seen to be in this stronghold so that they can give me power tomorrow, help me achieve my aim tomorrow. And then we lose out on the greater picture. Everybody wants Nigeria to change. Everybody wants this country to be better. But is there a way we can also, as a president, for instance, or a governor, also put our foot down to say, I know I may not be the favorite of my party at the end of the day, but I think this is right and this is the way we should go to be able to make this statement to the people that we're seriously fighting this and this is my renewed hope agenda. That's just my own thoughts.
Okay, may I just say that action speaks louder than words? If the president makes a statement today, we'll still doubt it, but action is what we have seen, and it's better that he didn't say anything or meddle in this business. Also, we are forgetting this issue. Yahaya Bello, as a governor, BC had mentioned it earlier and gave me this idea that when we have somebody govern a region and he's not part of that region, there won't be any development.
At all.
If you enter Kogi today, you go to certain areas, you will see no roads. You go to their schools, you will see some schools, you can't put your rat, your cat in that school, talk less of your child. Because the governor resides in Abuja, pays his children's school fees in Abuja, and govern people in Kogi. School not their local jar.
Not
because
enough.
You did not just govern people, pay your children's school fees in Kogi, which you are saying you did. You have agreed, attested to the fact that you did, but you're just saying you did not use their money to do it. You also pay that fees in a foreign currency that is detrimental to your local currency.
That weakens
we have a lot of leadership problem here that we have not even touched. We are not even nearing it. Yeah. Constantly now, this administration is fighting to give Naira some value. We have a sitting governor who not only is sabotaging that, has come out to admit it. You are governing people in Kogi State, but the schools of interest are in Abuja. Yeah. They are not just Abuja schools. They are foreign schools taking foreign money. They must have America in front of their name.
So that's, for me, that's the issue.
The other day it was British in front of their name.
That's an issue concerning the agenda.
What is wrong with our elites?
Thank you for even taking us there, because that was where I was trying to drive at, that he's not the only one that's probably doing this.
Yeah.
And maybe buying a big from what you said, that it's not just private, because I have always blamed middle class for a lot of things. But yes, I also get the argument that politicians are equally, in fact, even worse off. I agree. I mean, that's a given. So there are probably other governors like him, shipping their children to Abuja, paying in dollars. Or even because there are schools in this Lagos state that I know that they pay in dollars. Oh. Hey, so the truth is that it's not just him. It's only him that he just that he was one that was caught. But there are others. So it goes back to the question: are our leaders aligned to this agenda, this renewed hope agenda? Are they truly aligned? Because EFCC needs to start knocking on their door.
They should go for retreat.
That's retreat is part of it, honestly. Number one. Number two is, I also feel that you can come up and say, this is what we are doing, and everybody in the back is saying, continue. Because really, what you have just said does not reflect, it does not, it can't work for me. I cannot drop my quality of life, and many of our politicians, that's their opinion. I can't drop my quality of life. I cannot live below this. That's why they will say they have to change their car, and that the roads are bad. The car they are driving cannot enter into potholes, and they need bulletproof because their life is so precious, anything cannot happen to them. So we already have people who are set in their ways, and the political will, that is why I said the president should speak up. But even if we leave that president speaking up, let's talk about the schools running and collecting dollars within Nigeria.
That's a hot topic
on his own.
It's a different deal.
It's a different deal.
We can't finish it. When you have finished, but that one, we need to sit down because we need to go and start, because it's a thing of pride. We're paying dollars. I have been to a circle where they were speaking with confidence and pride that we're paying dollars.
But that is not a problem if you are a business owner earning your money.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
It's
our quest for foreign things that's got us here.
It's a problem for our currency, but it's not a problem of corruption. It's a problem of policy. If it is not illegal right now, it's a policy problem. CBN now knows another angle to use to go and cut off where the expenditure money is entering inside. But it is not a corruption thing. And today's show is about corruption and how corruption is affecting our economy.
We have to wrap up. But I think I hear, and I want what I like about this show is that we bring up different conversations. So what I've heard too far, two key things. EFCC, they have a constitutional duty to investigate, and that's what they're doing. And the president does not need to get involved in any kind of investigation because just as the judiciary is independent, legislator, they are also constitutionally independent. However, from the other side of the argument is that, okay, yes, we understand your independence, but because of where Nigeria is today, because even the renewed hope agenda is trying to buy back trust. That Nigerians don't trust the government, and these are Nigerians that really just wanted us to just come and start arresting all the politicians. Let me reassure them that I am not going to be involved, because what they are used to in previous administrations in the past is once you are part of the president or the president's party, there's a possibility that you are not involved. There are sacred cows back then. So that's what Nigerians are used to. I would say because we are used to that, because we're not saying anything, we are probably thinking maybe something's happening behind. So come out to let us know that you are working, so that we know that it's not like business as usual. So I get that argument. However, let's take a few comments on social media.
One comment, I'm still looking for it. I remember, I might not be quoting it verbatim. It says, how come these allegations happen and the people of Kogi State, not even a civil society in Kogi State, called out the governor in 8 years? That one. Also, they said the people of the state should stand up to the governor. Ogumola Emmanuel says, no corrupt politician acts alone. Holding Yahaya Bello, I can't say this now.
Okay, somebody said, why are you dragging the president into this matter? Somebody is accused of corruption and misappropriation. He was invited to explain by the EFCC. You are saying the president should intervene. How about what of those past governors who had appeared before and tried under the law? Is Bello above the law? To even appear and explain is a problem for him. What example is he setting? That's the problem I'm having with your argument.
We did nobody on this table.
That's the thing.
As in, I don't know how people will hear differently.
Selectively.
Wonderful hearing. Nobody on this table asked the president to intervene.
For what?
Nobody.
Is it my cousin?
Mariah asked if he should say something. I said he should. I said he should say that everybody do your work. So that anybody in the line of duty will not feel like whatever I'm doing might be slighting the president, because even the president did not say anything, maybe I should be careful of how I'm implementing it. We didn't ask the president to intervene because we know it is not his job. Nima was of the opinion that the system should run its due course without president saying anything. I feel the system is not strong enough yet to do the same.
Our democracy is still
Nobody
fragile.
said president should chook mato. I don't know where you heard that one. It's not on this table.
Ogumola says, no corrupt politician acts alone. Tackling Yahaya Bello means confronting his network of support and resistance. Corruption in Nigeria runs deep. General says, we all know that Yahaya Bello is guilty of plundering Kogi State. He puts 3.
Allegedly.
My worry is the lenient sentence he would get. That one I because we've not amended our laws. On YouTube, Andrew says, there are people on this same chat line that say, oh, Yahaya Bello is a young governor, as if he's immune of being a robber in power. Lala says, that's why people in the state need to hold their governors accountable.
True.
Most citizens only face Mr. President, which is true. Governors are the nearest to us. Ganyu Karim says, President will not even the country. He says he's in Netherlands for conference. He does not have time. He's looking for investors.
Somebody was commenting on what Chairman has said that that the child of a poor man who engages in theft can be easily named. But the people are afraid to call the name of the rich person who breached the law, referring to Yahaya Bello when he was initially accused of...
Yes. Truth is Truth says, it's really sad that till now, no one could track him down. How has no immunity any longer? He is just ordinary citizen. The only difference is that he has connections.
He has influence. He has
okay, so as I said, we couldn't touch all the angles. There's the dollar part, which I think is with the fact that we need to address it. Yeah. There's the part of the governor, the sitting governor, who was protecting him, who was that's a different topic on its own. Yeah. So there are different angles, but we'll watch the case, and we have to, yes.
So when I was in Abuja, I was asking the taxi driver, because I chartered a taxi, that the moment we got out of the train road, I was like, I thought the whole road was tarred, and I was like, all the governors don't live here. They come from Lagos every week.
Or Abuja.
And he said that's why this development is slow. You can attest to it now. Yeah. You know, how come certain areas of the state you belong in, you don't know it. You don't know what should be. You cannot project. Tokpa used to say project, skinny come master plan, future ahead. You cannot future ahead. You cannot foresee.
We have
you cannot
project.
We have to go.
So the other angles of the sitting governor protecting a fugitive and the fact that the dollar is a topic we'll take another day. But today, we just wanted to iron out our thoughts on Yahaya Bello and the allegations held against him. But I think that's all we can take on the show today.
Thank you.
Hope you learned a few things as we have. Hima looks depressed. See you tomorrow. Bye for now. He weighed you down.